How did you get back at the supply sergeant who was selling our equipment? Our supply sergeant, Staff Sergeant Blake, was known for being strict about equipment. You needed a new canteen? He'd make you fill out 3 forms. Bootlaces broke? Better bring the old ones as proof. He ran that supply room like Fort Knox, but guys kept complaining about missing gear. Body armor that disappeared during training. New boots that somehow weren't in stock even though we just got a shipment. Cold weather gear that vanished right before winter exercises. I'm a specialist working in the battalion headquarters, so I handle a lot of paperwork. One day I'm processing a routine equipment inventory report when something doesn't add up. We supposedly issued 47 pairs of combat boots last month, but I only counted 23 signatures in the hand receipt log. I started digging deeper, went back 6 months through records. The numbers were all wrong. Equipment was being signed out to soldiers who'd transferred to other units months ago. Some signatures were for people who didn't even exist in our company anymore. Blake was stealing our equipment and selling it. Had to be, but I needed proof before accusing an NCO with 15 years in service. My buddy Jake worked night shifts at the motor pool right next to the supply building. I asked him to keep an eye out for anything weird. 2 weeks later, he calls me at midnight. Dude, Blake just loaded 3 duffel bags into his truck at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. We started watching him. Every Tuesday and Thursday night around the same time, Blake would show up, load equipment into his personal vehicle, and drive off base. We couldn't follow him without being obvious, but we knew something was up. That's when I had an idea. I went to our new lieutenant, fresh out of officer training, eager to make a good impression. I showed him the inventory discrepancies. Sir, I think someone's stealing from supply. The numbers don't match and I can prove it. He wanted to go straight to Blake, but I convinced him to let me try something first. I submitted a fake emergency equipment request for our platoon, said we needed 20 cold weather sleeping bags for a training exercise that didn't exist. Blake approved it immediately, signed off on everything, but I never picked up the gear because there was no actual training. I just wanted to see what he'd do. 2 weeks later, I checked the inventory records. Those 20 sleeping bags were marked as issued to me, but I never received them. Blake had created a paper trail showing I took equipment that he'd actually stolen. Now I had him. I went back to the lieutenant with everything. The false issue records, Jake's observations, 6 months of inventory discrepancies. He took it straight to the battalion commander. They set up a sting operation, submitted another fake equipment request, this time for 15 rucksacks. Blake approved it, logged it as issued, and sure enough, that Thursday night, Jake watched him load duffel bags into his truck. MPs followed him to a pawn shop in town, caught him red-handed selling military equipment to the owner, who'd been buying stolen gear for months. Blake got arrested that night. The investigation found he'd stolen over $45,000 worth of equipment over 2 years. Court-martialed, dishonorably discharged, and sentenced to 3 years in military prison. The best part? When they inventoried the supply room properly, they found all the missing equipment we'd been denied for months. Blake had been hoarding it to sell later. We finally got our cold weather gear, new boots, and body armor that actually fit, and I got promoted to sergeant 6 months early for exposing the theft. Blake's still in prison. His wife left him, took their house, and moved back to her family in Ohio. All because he got greedy and forgot that junior enlisted actually pay attention to paperwork.